Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BA Acting live course talk as part of our Mardon Live. Today you're going to hear from Dr. Sarah McCourt, who is the programme lead for the course, and she will explain kind of a little bit more depth on what's involved within this course and if it's something that you're more interested in. We have two student ambassadors with us today from the same course area, so we have Charlotte and Casey. The Q&A is open for you, so if you do want to ask us any questions, please do use the function and ask questions as we go along, and we will answer them all at the end. So now I'm going to hand over to Sarah, and she'll kind of give you a little bit more information. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm going to be talking about the BA Honours in Acting. Within the Actors Wheel, we have three programme areas. We have acting, musical theatre and performing arts education, and all of them come under the Actors Wheel. And I'm just going to put here at the moment, you can see I've put up my email address, smccourt@marjon.ac.uk. So you've got an opportunity to ask questions today, but if afterwards you go away and you think, oh, I didn't ask this or I didn't ask that, you are welcome to email me at any time and I will happily email you back. Okay, so the BA Honours in Acting is basically an intensive skills training, whilst we're also working on enhancing your creative skills and your critical thinking skills. Oh, excuse me. When you finish the course, you can either go directly into the industry or you can go on to postgraduate study. The course is taught by industry professionals. I myself have worked as an actor and I have a theatre company. We also have Dr. Sharon Smith, who is part of Gob Squad in Germany, Judy Preston, who is an actor and a director, and Kate Massey-Chase, who is an applied theatre practitioner in the community. Okay. Our teaching and course structure, we teach the course through practice. So practice is about doing. There's a focus on doing in the studio and then reflecting on what we've done and applying that back to theory. The course is organised in weekly classes, and you will have you have 3 modules running at any one time. So that's 3 modules of 3 hours a week. So that gives you your 9 hours. And then we have skills training on top of that. At certain points in the semester, you will also be working on shows, and so during that time you will actually be in for a lot more time for rehearsals. So you may find that you suddenly have you have several weeks where you're going to be in for 3 or 4 days, particularly if we're working with an external visiting professional director, which you'll get opportunities to do at different points during the course. We're very proud of our graduates, and we train our graduates to be creative and critical thinkers, and you can see that the backbone of the course is theory and practice module in the 1st and 2nd year. In the 3rd year, that then becomes the festival performer, which gives you a chance to take an area of theory and practice. We look at theory in terms of working as practice through theory. So all of our theory, we try it out in the rehearsal room, and that turns into the festival performer in the 3rd year. We train you to be ready to work in the industry. So in the 1st term, you'll do craft and discipline, and that covers how we expect you to behave within the industry. So professional rehearsal room technique, professional performance technique, what we would expect you to do to prepare, how we would expect you to work with a professional director. In the 3rd year, you will then do freelance artist, and in that module you will prepare all of your marketing materials. We talk about your brand, finding your brand, and you will also look at how to prepare for auditions, how to find jobs, prepare your CV, prepare your headshots. You get your headshots taken. We have somebody come in to do that. Put together your show reel, and we also look at how you get an agent and how you write to an agency. And that all ties into your directed production at the end of the course, which goes out on tour and you will invite agents to. A little bit different this year. We were, because of the coronavirus, we had to shut down just before the tour, but some of you may have come along to our Love and Information performance, which we did online, which was designed by Fee Russell and directed by our professional director, Martin Harvey, who was Associate Director at the Northcote Theatre. And all of our students were able to invite agents to see the performance online, and they received agency offers. So a lot of them have taken up those agency offers. So even though we didn't get to perform as we would have wanted to, going out nationally, as we normally do to Birmingham Mac and London Jackson's Lane and some of our regional venues, they did still get to perform online. Our students are also creative practitioners. You get opportunities to develop your own work through the festival performer and also the actor as theatre maker. So if you're interested in devising, that's an opportunity to develop your devising skills, but you might also be interested in script work as well. So some students do script work in the festival performer. The idea of that is that when you graduate, you also have a piece of work that you can take out directly and start being off to festivals and take it out to theatres, and some students will start their own theatre companies. We've got one group of students who are taking their theatre company forward this year and have got some funding for that. Students are also able to work in a wide range of contexts, and you can see there's a wide list of different contexts there covered by the modules, and we look at everything from classical performance through to acting for media on the course, so that you can explore which areas of the industry that you want to work in and also be proficient in them and a very flexible performer when you leave. So within the course, what does it include? Well, I've already said that we have regular skills classes. Those are in addition to your modules, and usually as an actor you'll be looking at singing for actors, dance classes and movement classes. We also sometimes have particular classes in things like improvisation and opportunities to go and work down at the workshop, which I'll talk about in a little bit more detail later on. You will get to do public performances. We have a 300-seat theatre and a black box studio. We also have scratch nights in our arts cafe, and they've been really popular, and that's a chance for everybody across all three courses to get involved and try out little bits of writing, songs that they're working on. They're really lovely evenings. Everybody comes together and shares as a community. And as a student, as with the Actors Wheel, you'll be expected to go to see all of the other productions, and the other students will be expected to come along and support your production, as well as the wider university, and we have a wider public audience as well because we advertise online for those shows as well. You'll also get industry experience opportunities. I've mentioned that you have a third year tour, and throughout the course there will be different opportunities that come up. They're slightly different each year. We have different venues that sometimes ask us to work with them. We also have opportunities for role play. Some of our students this year went and did some role play for the forensics team. And sometimes we have visiting artists come in that offer opportunities. So some of our third years this year went and did some filming with the BFI. In the final year, as I mentioned, you will have the show to which agents are invited. We also have regular opportunities to work with industry practitioners, and this is just a list of some of the visiting practitioners that we worked with this year, and you can see there's a wide range of practitioners. Many of them are local, but some of them come from further afield. You can see obviously we've got links with Plymouth Fringe Festival through Tom Nicholas. We've also had Wayne Bebbin from Equity, and we have very close links with Equity because I'm the secretary of the Devon and Cornwall Equity group. So we often have visiting professionals in from them. Students get opportunities to work with playwrights such as Chris Savory. They got a chance to put one of his brand new plays on its feet this year, which was a really great opportunity. We have visiting theatre designers such as Fee Russell and Gary Winters and Grace Sermon, who both designed and directed the second year show, which we took out to the Minack this year. Jacqueline Slade from Stiltskin Theatre came in and designed the first year show. And we had a number of other professionals lined up to be working with our students on media performance this year, which unfortunately they've decided that they're going to come in next year to do it because of the situation with coronavirus. So we've still got them lined up to come in and work with our students. We've got a wonderful state-of-the-art radio and TV studio down at the BBC Broadcasting House in Plymouth. And that's an opportunity. Our journalism students work down there, but our students, performance students, also get an opportunity to go down there as part of their media performance training in the first year, and then to keep using those facilities to create voice reels and video reels as they go on through the years. As you can see, some of our students were down there this year recording some radio plays earlier in the year. We also work very closely with Plymouth College of Art and Design, both with their costume production students and also with their film students. So students have got an opportunity to build up contacts with other students who are going to start creating films that they can then put in their first show reels when they leave the course. It's a great networking opportunity to start building your network before you've even left university. So what the course is really aimed at is ensuring that all of our students graduate with everything they need to go right into the industry and succeed. So you've got industry level skills and knowledge. You'll have a professional portfolio with your headshot and your show reels. Your CV will be full of practical experience, and we also have a central page where we advertise other opportunities that are going on in the community that are open to students. So you will get the opportunity, if there's a bit of professional work or there's some work with some student filmmakers, etc., to apply for those things, because we advertise all of those through our Actors Wheel Moodle page. You will also have access to the Actors Wheel alumni network, and I cannot speak highly enough of these guys. They go out into the community, they're already out there working, they already have links, and they're a real family. Alumni come back to see the shows that you're in, they will share their experience and knowledge with you, and they will support you as you take your first steps into the industry. And of course, you'll get continued support from our professional staff as well. Okay, so I was just going to start. This is an opportunity for you to start asking some questions. So I was going to start off with a couple of questions that I normally get asked. And the first one is, what is our application process? Well, our application process, once you've completed your application through UCAS, you'll be invited for an audition. For actors, what we ask you to do is to prepare a 1 to 2 minute contemporary monologue of a play written after 1900 and a 1 to 2 minute classical monologue from a restoration or a Renaissance play. So we're looking at Shakespeare and his contemporaries because we want to look at your first speaking skills. Usually you're invited along, you'll take part in a workshop to see how you work with other people, and then you'll get an opportunity to perform your 2 audition pieces to a panel. Don't worry about this, the panel are absolutely lovely. We're here to support you, we want you to do your best, and we'll have a chat with you about the course, and one of your pieces we'll do a little bit of redirection on, just to see how you take redirection. It's an opportunity as well to meet the rest of the Actors Wheel, and to get to know a little bit more from the students as well, because they tell you the things that we don't tell you as staff, or we don't think to tell you as staff. So usually they're a really lovely, friendly day. At the moment, with social distancing, we've been running an opportunity for people to self-tape and send the self-tapes in, and then if they've had questions, we've been able to answer those as well. The other question I often get asked is, how big are your year groups? Now, this depends, obviously, on the number of people that have applied and the number of people that we've accepted. What we do though, is we keep our groups small. The reason that we keep our groups small is that we think that if you have 30 or 40 or 50 students in a class, or some students, some year groups, some universities, you get 100 students in a year group. We feel that we can't give you the specified, detailed support that you need in order to become a really strong professional actor. So we keep our groups small. Usually they're somewhere in the region of about 12. We have had a few go up to 19, but we cap them at 20. So you would expect to have no more than 20 in your group. Okay, I'm going to open up the floor now to questions.
Thank you, Sarah. That was really interesting to hear about kind of the different opportunities, and that you keep in touch with your alumni, and that's all in place. It's been quite interesting for me to hear all of that as well. And I second the interview days. I am involved with them and I kind of work with you on them, and they are really, really great days. And the input from the student ambassadors and the staff members that you meet, it's just amazing, and it's much more relaxing than you think it will be. I know everyone's kind of nervous with the word audition, but they end up being really, really fun days, and I think people come away a lot more happier and less nervous once they've left, which is always lovely to see. So I think on that, I think I might ask one of our student ambassadors a question, if that's okay. So I'm going to go across to Casey, and I just want to ask you kind of what's your favourite part of being part of the Actors Wheel and kind of studying at Marjon?
Yeah, so with the Actors Wheel, I'm not a part of the acting course, I'm performing arts education. So my role within them is to more or less join in with some of their courses. But my favourite thing is the Actors Wheel is kind of like a family. They're another support system for you. I've actually become really close with a vast variety and the majority of the actors. They're just people that I can always go and talk to. If I need a hug, they're always there. That's probably one of my favourite bits. It's just the support you get from the Actors Wheel family. So yeah.
Thank you, Casey. I think that's really lovely to hear. It elaborates further on kind of the whole Marjon community, and I do know that when I go down to the Arts Centre, everyone is so friendly and welcoming, and I think you've just kind of portrayed that really well. It's kind of anyone's welcome and they're always there to support you. I'm going to go across to Charlotte now, who's one of our other student ambassadors that we've got with us today. So Charlotte is an acting student. Charlotte, if it's okay, could you just share some of your favourite opportunities and just let us know what year you are and what you yeah.
Yep, so I have just completed my second year, so I'll be going into third year in September. My favourite opportunities, I'd say that at the moment the top one's definitely performing at the Minack Theatre in Cornwall. It was just such an incredible experience. And if you don't know what the Minack Theatre is, it's basically this outside amphitheatre, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's right by the sea, and it was just an incredible experience, even though it was raining. Like, it was just incredible, and it really made me feel professional as well, because we were able to tour our production. So that's definitely been one of my favorite experiences. But I also think that the scratch nights are really important, because even though they don't go directly like into our assessments or anything, it's good to just share your work and get feedback on it. And I've gained so much confidence from doing that. So, yeah.
Thank you, Charlotte, for sharing that. It's great to hear about the opportunities kind of firsthand from a student there. And I know I've kind of watched one of the scratch nights. It's been one of the ones that have happened more virtually, which was amazing to see that they've kind of transitioned really well into the virtual side of things. Sarah, I just want to come back to you, if that's okay, because we've got a couple more questions in regards to the course. And I know you said obviously there's a mixture of practical work. So how will they be assessed for this course?
Right, well, assessment, we have a range of assessments. most modules, in fact all modules, have a performance element, and usually that counts about 80% of the module. So you'll do some sort of performance, and even with modules, like there's a few in the first year, there's a couple in throughout the course where they don't lead on to a sort of big production. So things like new writing or naturalism, where you're working on scenes rather than a full production. Even those we perform in the theatre and we have an invited audience. So you always get an audience experience, because part of your work is also about how you communicate with the audience. So that's about 80% of the course. The rest, the theory side or the reflective side, are also really important. So alongside of that, very often if you've done a production, you will be asked to keep a reflective log as you do that, and sometimes we do those online, like blogs. You see theatre practitioners will keep a blog online about their practice. You'll be asked to write evaluations, and you will sometimes also be asked to do a presentation or a viva, which is a conversation about the piece that you've been doing. Those are, and the other thing that you will get to do is you will get taught how to write an essay. So in the first year, when you do theory and practice, you're taught how to write an essay. You're taught how to do a presentation. You're taught how to read and interrogate a piece of academic reading, so that you've got all of those skills as a basis to take you through the course. And we also have a fantastic support network as well at Marjon. So through the AIM programme, you have opportunities to submit an essay beforehand to Studiosity if you want to get some feedback on it. You can also pick up some of their workshops as well to help you with things like referencing and with things like constructing an argument. So the support doesn't stop when that module stops, it goes all the way through. And as lecturers, we work really closely with the AIM team as well, developing new workshops specifically for performing arts as well. So we started a new one this year on research, on practice as research, which has been really, really useful for the third years.
Thank you, Sarah. That's really interesting to hear, and I think again it just builds on that. Everyone's working together and everyone's here to help you and support you, especially like you said with the AIM sessions. We haven't got any further questions that have come through, so I'm just going to kind of round up the session here, but that's linked on really well as well, Sarah, because Marjon Live is a series of different events. So we have lots of different things happening at the moment, as you've probably seen from our website. So that is different sessions on, we've got study skills for our applicants that are looking to join us in September, which you can join. We also have ones on mental health awareness, disability support, life on campus. So if you haven't yet visited us on campus, we've got a guided campus tour. So please do join us for these other sessions, and obviously ask us any questions that you do have. And thank you very much, Sarah, for your presentation today. It was really, really insightful, and it's great to hear all about the Actors Wheel and the content of the course. And thank you to Charlotte and Casey for their contribution in telling us what it's like as a student and what you enjoy most about the course and being part of the Actors Wheel. Thank you for that. So I am going to close off the session now and say goodbye. So thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.